I just realized Oshley is the person that says, and we're live.
Oh yeah, and she does the intro. I don't have that written down. So
Oh my God. This is already starting to
I'm
be a
not
mess.
help.
Oh my God.
I remember like pieces of it. I don't remember the whole thing.
Oshley, just want you to know we love you so, so much. I'm
Yeah.
going to pull it up. I have a note. Oh my God. That is too funny. We gotta stop taking hiatuses because we come back so chaotic.
Oh my goodness. As if we aren't already chaotic enough in our normal lives.
I know. That is too funny. Okay, hold on. I got the intro. Hi, guys. Welcome to Black Prose Club, where Black lives, Black voices, and Black books have always mattered. I am your host, Brittany, aka Melanin Eclectic.
And I am your co-host in Flirt Studio, aka Troy Nicole.
As you guys can see, our loving founder, Oshale, aka Oshi Reads, is not on today, and she will be in the chat because we have not allowed her to get on here. She probably would have tried if we let her. But our girl needs to rest. Her body is whooping her behind. And yeah. So, shout out to you.
Feel better.
I know. It's like, feel better. We love you.
We're kind of chaotic without you, but it's okay.
Also that, because wow. I don't even remember the last time that we came on.
I don't either. Let me go. Hold on. I'm gonna go look.
Again, more of the chaotic moments. It's been a while. Life. So remember how we talked about in the beginning of the year, y'all, that we said like when life is lifing, we kind of just have to deal with whatever is happening. Life has been throwing nothing but curveballs. Just
Months ago.
2 months ago. Okay, yeah. Life has been doing nothing but throwing curveballs at us, and all we can do is listen.
When life says take a break, you just take a break.
Yep. It's like if you take it too seriously, you're just gonna be so sad that you're not accomplishing anything. Because
listen, I'm with Vina. This year has sucked.
it's been, I was like, I thought the past 2 years sucked, but this year has been horrible.
Just horrible.
It's like every time we think, okay, we're good, it's like, just kidding. Wham.
Like and it's so funny because last year I had a genuinely like it was kind of chaotic last year, but I genuinely think I had a really good time last year. But this year, I don't know what was in the water for 2023, but it wasn't good.
It was something. I don't know. It was something. And I'm just like, well, woo. We're here. I think the last time that we were here, we were talking about Naked. And what's crazy is I know Oshley had a long list of books that she wanted to tell y'all about. She has been in a happy reading space. And so the next time we come back, we'll have Oshley basically just give you like the long list of stuff that she's been reading. But I actually I read, oh my God, I think I read 5 books for Naked this year.
What happened to me? Something happened to me during Naked. What was it? Did I get sick?
You got sick. Yeah, because you got it from your nephew.
You're right.
Yeah.
I got sick because Ro was really, really sick.
Yep.
And I was in Maryland and he spent like 2 nights at my mom's house and I was so ready. But when I tell you, I could not even like, it is very rare I do not wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I was sleeping through that and I was just like, okay, my sister needs to come get this boy.
Listen, I love kids, but man, if I'm living with kids or visiting family and they've got kids and a kid is sniffling, I know for a fact it is not going to be fun for me. Because while he could be running around with 102 fever and living life to the fullest, I will not be on that same energy when I get it.
Speaking of children, let me tell y'all about my other nephew. His nickname for me is Big Phillip because I just feel like
Big Phillip?
Yeah, that's what I call him. And it's because when he was younger, he's always been kind of stocky and big. And so like he looks huge. Like he does not look like he's 3. And so my grandmother always made the joke that he looked like one of those like country like redneck boys.
Mm-hmm.
You know the big ones who like lug hay and like lumberjack type dudes. He needs a country ass name, so I gave him the name Big Phillip.
Oh
and
my
unfortunately,
God.
he sometimes answers to it, which I did not mean for happen. But anyway, this little child
person we love so much.
Oh my God, I adore him. But he comes the first time he sees me in 5 months, and he comes into my room and he goes, "Oh my God, it's Halloween." And I said, "Yeah, there's Halloween decorations." He said, "I want it." I was just like, you have to keep them. When I tell you he walks into my room and all of the pretty little string decorations I had, he yanked them down.
The ones that you were showing on Instagram?
Yep.
Oh,
didn't even know he was tall enough to get to it.
Oh, but he figured out how. Oh no!
But he's Big Phillip. He's tall enough to get to it.
Oh my gosh! So, how did he just give you a deadpan stare after he ripped them down?
Oh no! What happened was when it didn't all just yank off for him to take, he looked at me as he held on to the ghost and was like staring at me. I was going to take it down for him. And so I'm looking at him. I said, "No, Zion, you can't do that." I was like, "Please put it back." And so my grandmother, she calls him Mount because I'm Mount Zion, right? So she goes, "Mount, come here." And he goes, "Oh, Gigi's here." And then he runs out and leaves my ghost alone. So now I didn't even put it back. It's like half falling off of my desk. I'm just like, okay, whatever.
Listen, COVID toddlers are built different.
That was like a representation of how I feel about fall. Like this year, because I love fall, but this year is just like,
I haven't, yeah. Normally my house is all decorated out and I'm lighting every type of pumpkin candle or every white pumpkin candle I have and all that stuff. This year has not really been the best.
It doesn't help that we're in Houston and they keep teasing us about cool weather.
Listen.
Like it was 49 degrees this morning, and then I walk outside and it's like 88, and I'm just like, what the fuck is this?
I woke up this morning and called myself getting up to get dressed to go to the gym, and I walked outside and it was 40-something degrees, and I was like, nope, and I turned around and walked back inside.
And then to top off the shitty weather, fall being shitty, my Astros are 2-0. Oh my goodness. And wait, to the Rangers of all people.
I was about to say that. I'm like, didn't I lose to the Rangers?
And then last night Dallas won. It was a hard day. It was a hard day. I was sick.
It's hard out here for a pimp. The only good thing I can say about fall football right now is that FSU, we really doing really good this year.
I can't be happy. Well, okay, no, I was gonna say I can't be happy about Sam Houston, but I will be happy about Sam Houston because even though they're like have not won a single game, they haven't won a single game because they moved up conferences. So now they're like the newbies in the conference USA.
Oh, that's right. They did change conferences.
Yeah, so they're losing because they're not used to playing teams that
win
could be in the Big 12. So they were good. They were really good. They were we were national champions prior to being in this conference. Was how we got to this conference.
Yeah,
so we're shitty right now just because we just played U of H, who's now in the Big 12.
So, we're gonna say that they're making adjustments.
Yeah, they're gonna have to figure something out. But
yeah,
it's not like when I went there, Sam wasn't winning every single game in the world. So
yeah.
But I'm a Texan through and through, so football season is my favorite season.
I support. Also, was it yesterday or the other? I don't remember. I just know one day during my lunch break, I went on a walk, and there is something about the fall when it's 50, like middle 50 degrees, and you're walking outside and it's nice and sunny, but it's also like a little cold.
Mm-hmm.
There is something about that kind of weather that is just perfection.
It is. This is the problem with Houston. So,
right. That was only for one day.
It's like an hour of fall weather. And then like a month, we'll just dip down to 30.
Well, because like I was even looking at the temperature for tomorrow. And tomorrow we're going to start in the low 50s and go all the way up into the 80s. And I just laugh. I'm like, this is why we keep getting sick. This is why my allergies don't believe in actually like adjusting. This is just all the reasons why. Do I get the best sleep usually around this time of year? Yes, because it be colder than a mug when I wake up in the morning. AC hasn't cut on all day. Look at God.
The newscaster on, I think it was ABC, was talking about the weather, and she was like, so you might want to get your coats out because it's gonna dip down to 49 degrees. And then she's like, but then again, this is Texans, and Texans think anything under 50 is, needs a jacket. I was just like, well,
wow.
She's not wrong.
She's not wrong.
But I'm so used to being on the East Coast, so yeah, I guess my, I'm not cold normally when other Texans are cold, but they do be trying to bring out mink coats when it's 45 degrees outside.
That is so true. The only thing I did was put on fuzzy socks that were a little bit longer than ankle.
Yeah, and I just put on a hoodie.
Yeah, I didn't even put on my hoodie yet. I did wash. Well, I did throw my hoodies in the washing machine. I did do that because I was like, obviously.
But it's more like one of those like spring hoodies where it's like a zip up spring hoodie. So it's not actually like thick or anything. It was enough for me to take Jack to the bathroom and go my ass back in the house.
See, I have a Sherpa hoodie. And I have one of those hoodies that goes all the way down to my knees. Mm-hmm. My friend sent me those hoodies as a joke when I first moved into the house. And that was also the same year that like we froze out. Oh, and those hoodies became like pieces of armor essentially. So now every season I make sure that they are washed, fresh, hung out to dry, and ready to go because because happens.
If ERCOT had any say in it, we'd be freezing our asses off every day.
Exactly. So it was like, I'm just going to start mentally and physically preparing because the way that we got those emails every other day during the summer, please
just to let you know. Just to let you know, it's not just the winter we can't help you guys. It's also the summer.
It was like every other day we were getting emails that were like, please conserve your electricity.
And isn't it only Texas that uses this grid?
Mm-hmm.
Child. They take the Lone Star State way too serious.
Like, this is ridiculous. Like, y'all knew it was going to be in the hundreds. It's always in the hundreds. Why are we still struggling?
I don't feel bad about constantly leaving for the summer.
Yeah, it's like, we asked that you guys, unplug your surge protectors. I ain't unplugging nothing. All this money I paid, I'm gonna figure something out.
Oh man, yeah. So I'm, I want to get into the fall mood.
I do.
And I even told myself, I think I told you in Oshale that I wanted to do like my own 13 nights of Halloween. Found out that as of 2018, it's 31 nights of Halloween now.
I still feel like that's just too much.
That's too much because they were playing Mrs. Doubtfire yesterday, which is not a Halloween movie.
Listen, dear Freeform, you got to stop these days of Christmas and Halloween if you're not going to stick to the theme.
We're tired. Really ridiculous.
We're so tired because in 25 days of Christmas, they'll show like 8 days of Home Alone and then randomly show The Incredibles.
Oh yeah, The Incredibles on 2 days ago.
Yeah, it's like
too. So it was like the first one and the second one. I was just like, do they celebrate Christmas? Halloween in one of these movies? I don't think so.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's like at least show movies that celebrate the holiday that it's supposed to be for.
So I was like, okay, well, I don't even think I know 31 Halloween movies.
I don't either. I barely know 13 because I really
know. And exactly, like I'm like, so am I gonna watch Freddy versus Jason on Thursday? Like, what am I gonna watch? So I tried 31. It did not work. Just also because I just did not have the time to do it. So I was like, okay, 13 nights typically starts on the 19th. So maybe I'll start there because I could probably do 13 movies off the top of my head, about 6 of them being Tim Burton movies. So, I was like, I'm going to try to do that. That kind of fell through because I think all I watched was Twitches.
Oh my God.
I watched Twitches too. And I never realized how weird it was that Tia's character got with her sister's ex, but whatever.
Oh
yeah, very weird. And then to get with him after he called your sister vapid, and what did he call her, vapid and something else, he would have gotten knocked in the face.
Every time, man, every year that I rewatch Twitches, it's something else. Like every year.
Or that one TikToker who realized the mic, like the fuzzy mic, falls down a little bit in one of the scenes. I was just like, oh man. Vina said, did anyone watch the new Goosebumps? My cousin came over yesterday and was telling me to watch it because he really liked it.
I just want y'all to understand something. So back in the day when Goosebumps came on, and then right after Goosebumps, it was Are You Afraid of the Dark? The answer to that question was yes for me. So I just didn't believe in setting myself up to have to sleep with all the lights on. And that was when I was a child in a family full of family members.
Goosebumps never scared me. So I don't, you know what did scare me? Do you remember that Disney movie, Don't Look Under the Bed?
Oh, girl, no. Absolutely
That was a legitimate horror movie.
That was a horror movie for kids. I don't care what anybody says. When I was younger, that junk terrified me. That and Toy Soldiers. Do not ask me why Toy Soldiers is a horror movie in my mind as a kid, but it was.
I was going to say, was that a horror movie?
No, it wasn't. But as a kid, I bolted up my toy box because I was like, you will not be coming out here wilding.
You know, it's so funny. I asked my grandma if she would watch a Halloween movie with me. And just because I knew she wouldn't watch this, I was just like, wouldn't watch the Leprechaun movies.
Oh my God.
No.
Leprechaun movies?
Those movies are not scary.
Ma'am, when I was younger, you couldn't tell me that they weren't scary.
When I was a kid, I thought it was so unserious.
When I was a kid, everything looked too real for me. And then I have a very vivid imagination. So even if it wasn't truly scary on TV, the way that my mind would turn it into the worst nightmare ever.
Oshile said, do y'all remember Indian in the Cupboard? Unfortunately, I do.
First of all, ma'am, I did not really... Not... no! I don't want to remember any of these. Because they're so bad. As an adult, they're so bad.
They're so bad. Not even a politically correct movie.
Right. They're just so, it's like even the title, it's terrible.
It's just so terrible. Or this is really funny coming from me to say that the Leprechaun movies weren't scary and Are You Afraid of the Dark wasn't really scary to me, because I watched the first Nightmare on Elm Street when I was like 6 or 7.
Oh my God.
And I have an older sister and she's just always been a jerk. So
obviously
she's 4 years older than me. And so she was about 11. And so she was like, Nene, do you want to watch a movie? And I was like, sure. And she was just like, okay, we're going to watch a movie that's a scary movie though. And at this point I had seen certain scary movies, but I'd never seen Freddy Krueger. And watched it. And I'm not joking, for 3 months, my mom had to sleep in bed with me.
Oh my God.
And to the point where we had bunk beds. And so you know how bunk beds, the bottom bunk's almost always a bit bigger than the top bunk?
Yes.
I was the only one on the top bunk, and my 3 siblings slept on the bottom bunk. And one day my dad came into the room and he told my mom, Neat, we can't keep doing this. And he was like, I can't, because she couldn't get down.
Oh my God.
And so me and the siblings, when we were on the top bunk, we would just kind of jump off of it because it's really not that high. And when I say jump off, we like swing off and hit the bottom bunk.
Yes, because we had no chill as children.
Yeah, right. And so she was horrified to do that. And she was scared to go down the ladder because I don't know why, but it was like a metal bunk bed. And we used to hit our lips on the staircase every time we walk up. And so my dad put tape around it. I don't know why. We were just roughhousing a lot. So my mom would always slip. And so she was horrified to get down. And my dad was like, I ain't waking up at 6 a.m. every day to get your ass off this bed. He said, you have to figure something out. And for like 3 months though, she slept on that bed with me because of Freddy Krueger. And now I watch Freddy Krueger and I'm like, wow, this is kind of unserious too. But I was horrified. That and Eight-Legged Freaks horrified me. I know Eight-Legged Freaks isn't.
No, absolutely not.
I know it's not technically really a serious horror movie, but something about giant spiders.
Yeah.
No.
But see, like my parents knew when we watched movies we weren't supposed to watch because we would all end up sleeping in the same twin size bed. Like clear tell signs.
I feel that.
It's like, no, I don't do horror movies. I don't do scary movies. I do the happy Halloween movies, like Halloween Town.
My brother watched the second one yesterday.
Yo, I've watched all 4 of the Halloween Town movies.
The
And
fourth
while
one
I
makes
will
me
never
sad.
forgive Disney for switching out Marnie because they wanted somebody skinny,
That's crazy.
there are so many more reasons why the fourth movie sucked on top of that.
Yeah, it was just a horrible movie, period.
Yeah, it was a crappy movie from like every angle. And
I
like all
didn't
the other
think the
movies
third
weren't.
movie was that great either, but the fourth one was
Yeah.
just
It's like I dealt with the third one is the one where they go to high school, right?
yeah.
Yeah, I could deal with the third one because by then I was already invested in the series.
Yeah.
But the fourth one doesn't feel like it's actually a part of the series at all.
No, it feels very weird. And honestly, trying to get me to believe that humans would just be okay with monsters living around them is just no.
Yeah. I was like, y'all, can we stop? I don't understand why we're doing this. Like, so you mean to tell me that I'm supposed to be going to school with a werewolf? And I'm supposed to just be cool with it? I was like, as a kid, I never questioned any of this. But as I was like, just think about that kind of thing if that was real life.
There's like so many things wrong with this franchise. What is going on?
Like based on the stories of how y'all were created.
Oh, and her dry ass mama. Oh man.
Woo!
Oh man. That is peak Karen Hood.
Oh my god! And then you're so right. They totally did phase out the little sister. Like all of a sudden, the little sister just stopped existing.
Oh yeah.
Because there was a whole little sister in that series until what, movie 3?
Yep. Because in movie 2, she was in it, but really you only saw the girl who played Marnie and Debbie Reynolds the whole time.
Yeah, and the brother. The brother was like a heavy one.
Yeah.
I was like, listen.
What's another happy Halloween movie? There's a lot.
There's a lot. I haven't watched anymore.
I'm always going towards like I want to be freaked the fuck out. So I don't know.
Oh my gosh, the Muppet Halloween special was good.
Oh yeah.
I did like that one. Oh, and Haunted Mansion. I like watching the Haunted Mansion movies. Don't ask me why. I know they're not great.
I haven't seen a newer one, but I loved the older one.
I love the older ones, but I liked the new one. It's on Disney Plus, so I finally watched it. I was like,
I keep on telling myself I'm gonna sit down and watch it, but I just keep on forgetting about it.
Yeah, it's one of those like, let me watch these. This is the same way that I watch Charlie Brown still.
It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown.
Right. I watched that. I'm trying to think like there's a haunted Toy Story special that I like watching. Things like Haunted Toys of Horror.
Disney Plus has it to where they have their whole Halloween collection. So it's like every show did have a Halloween special and all that. I'm just like, oh, capitalism wins again.
Honestly, and Disney pisses me off for many reasons. But if Disney ever got the claymation Christmas movies,
Disney God, like Santa Claus is coming to town?
Yes, which is obviously my favorite one because we twin. I don't understand why we twin so hard, but
that's like the first one that came to my mind.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh my God, if they got those and put it on a playlist with all of the other Christmas movies and specials or whatever, that would be my 25 days of Christmas. Right.
Listen, I don't know what it is about that movie, but by the end of the movie, I'm crying.
It's that one. And then it's funny because so in November, I watch what is the story? What is the name of the movie? It's Guardians or something like that. But it's the one where it's Jack Frost, Santa, the Tooth Fairy, Santa.
Shit.
I can't think of the name of the movie. I know it's something Guardians.
It is.
I don't remember the name of the movie.
I'm gonna be mad. So let's have to say it in the comments because Rise of the Guardians.
Thank you. Rise of the Guardians. Yeah. So I start that in November. That kind of kicks off my like Christmas movies. And then I go right into my first version of the Christmas Carol. There's like 8 million versions.
Yeah, I was about to say like every single one of them. Oh, yeah. Me too, Vina. Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas. Oh my God.
I love Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas.
It brings me so much joy. But I think that's why when it's Halloween time, I want to watch something that kind of freaks me out a little bit because like then it's over and November comes around and I'm watching Fantastic Mr. Fox like 3 times a month. So,
oh my God, Fantastic Mr. Fox, yes.
I just love that movie so much, and I'm so sad it took me years to watch it because I wanted to see it when it originally came out, but we did a lot of what am I trying to say? When we were kids, because there were so many of us, my dad was just like majority rules. So
Oh
I was
my
never.
God, is that really is that how we all were raised? Because the
Probably.
way that my mom still thinks that I like all the things that my siblings like, not realizing that I just constantly got outvoted, is still too funny to this day.
I was almost always like the tiebreaker since there's 5 of us. So it would be like my sisters are choosing this and my brothers are choosing that. And it'd be like Nene, tiebreaker. And I'm like, well, y'all didn't actually pick the movie I wanted to watch. So
right.
Who did I choose last time? And then we like the girls. Okay, the boys win.
See, oh, and this is another one. My sister bought us tickets to see the Nutcracker this Christmas. I've never seen it, so it should be good. I have seen the Russian ballet do the Nutcracker. I have seen Alan Ailey dance.
Brittany just talks, and I'm just like, oh my God, I forget she's an army brat.
Oh yeah, no, I'm 1000%. I will state that some of these were like USO performances, so obviously I was blessed in these ways. But ever since I moved to Houston, I go see the Nutcracker at the theater every holiday season.
I still have yet to see it. We were able to see it last year, but I don't remember why we didn't end up seeing it. We were supposed to, but I just never.
I need to look up tickets right now because I always like getting the first seat on the mezzanine where I'm not on the floor, but like I'm the first row on the mezzanine. And I get to just, I don't know, watching the Nutcracker, it's one of those things where I'm like, it's so beautiful to me. And I also just love the ballet for it. It's like, I also like watching the Nutcracker movies. Oh, yeah. Speaking of which, I heard that there's going to be like a couple more Black Christmas specials that are coming to Netflix, which shout out to Netflix. I will say, if they cater to my crappy, corny Christmas movie
absolutely
to the max. Them and Hallmark really,
I really like just like sit through it. My dad's always like, my dad gets so annoyed because when Halloween is over, I kind of forget about Thanksgiving.
I mean, they don't make Thanksgiving movies or specials.
No, and so I'm always like skipping on to the damn Christmas movies. And last year it was so funny because I don't know, was it that No, it was the year before last because they were going to release the Best Man series.
Oh my God. Which I enjoyed that.
I was watching the holiday one and it was like November 13th, something like that. And he was like, God damn. We get Thanksgiving. I was like, well, give me a Thanksgiving movie to watch. It's a Charlie Brown.
I mean, outside of the Charlie Brown special, the only other Thanksgiving things are like TV shows.
Yeah.
Like because a lot of the TV shows you can watch on streaming services where they just show the Thanksgiving episodes. But exactly. I can't think of any actual like
unless we're just going by like fallish type movies. Like the other day I watched I rewatched it, I've seen it before, but Jennifer Garner's in it with the little boy Timothy.
Is it Timothy Green?
Timothy Green, yeah, The Odd Life of Timothy Green. I watched that a couple days ago and I was like, oh, now I'm depressed. Okay, well.
Yeah, I was about to say that movie is sad, so I don't know. I don't know if I consider that a Thanksgiving movie because
but it's like folly type movie. It's
but also like depressed fall.
I mean, yeah, but I couldn't think of anything else except that and the Fantastic Mr. Fox that gave me fallish vibes.
I mean, yeah, I'm trying to think like what.
Because like if we just base it off of like, oh, they have a Thanksgiving dinner in it. Well, a lot of Thanksgiving movies just end in Christmas.
Is it bad? Like the only Thanksgiving movies I'm thinking of is like Soul Food. I'm like, that's not. That's probably not. I should include.
No, what was chaotic was in like August, early August. Christina texted me. Christina's my sister for people who don't know, and she was like, "Please come out of the room." I said, "Why?" She said, "Go look what your mother's watching." And I'm like, "Okay." So I walk out the room and I hear like Christmas tunes, and she's watching This Christmas, and Chris goes,
First of all, I love this Christmas, so I'd be right next to your mom.
I was like, well, I can't talk about Mama Chris because I definitely watched this 2 months ago.
Yeah, like I love this.
But Chris was like, okay, you're both menaces to society.
There's just so many options, like in general. I mean, I can't help it. That's just what it is. I can't help that. There's a long list of like Christmas movies, but when I think about like Thanksgiving movies, I cannot think of any. I feel like every movie where there's like a Thanksgiving scene, it's nothing but family chaos.
It is 100%.
It's like everybody's family is shit during Thanksgiving is the only conclusion I can come up with.
Like the only Thanksgiving thing I can think about is like if it's like the setting of time is fall time, but then I wouldn't really consider it a Thanksgiving movie. I mean, like fall starts late September, so I mean, is it really Thanksgiving if it's fall in like Minnesota and it already looks like it's fall in October? Like I don't see how that works.
Abominable, I hate you.
Pocahontas.
All you have for Thanksgiving is Pocahontas and Pocahontas 2. You're welcome. First of all, I would never in my life, like I tried to watch Pocahontas 1 again. And I just know for a fact, the fact that they made a whole song called Savages.
I forget Pocahontas exists. Like
honestly, go back and watch it so that you can like my jaw dropped multiple times because I was like, as a kid, none of this picked up for me. None of it. And I was singing these songs with my whole chest. Why were y'all letting me sing these songs with my whole chest? Because
you know what? That's a good point. That might be why I don't really remember. Like I remember a couple of the songs, like the songs that Disney pushes, like not the Savages one, but
well, yeah, they don't want to push that one for me.
I only seen Pocahontas one time. And it's because my dad wouldn't let us watch it after that. Like he was like, okay, for your own information, you can watch it. But after that, we're not watching Pocahontas a billion times.
Yeah, it's
I didn't really like, I can barely remember the movie.
I remember the movie, but yeah, as an adult, I was like, yo, this is a very like colonizer centric focused story, obviously, but just the level of like the comments that they were saying
was just crazy.
They were real out of pocket. I was like, wow.
You know, like, okay, so you've seen the more recent Pixar movies and you've seen Onward, right?
I have seen them all. Yes.
Okay. Well, a critic did last year actually did his version of critiquing newer Disney and Pixar movies and how Pixar hasn't had a good movie in like 10 years. And a whole bunch of people were really upset because people loved Onward. And I was just like, oh, but Onward's so cute. Like, are you comparing Onward to Toy Story? I think that's where your problem is.
Also, and like the Pixar industry itself is not even that old. So what are the criteria that he or she or they're using to determine?
I don't know. After I read what he said about Onward, I stopped reading.
Because Pixar has given us things in the past couple years, gave us things like Coco.
Come on.
Gave us things like the what is it? Red?
Yeah, Turning Red.
Turning Red. Gave us Onward.
Elemental.
Inside Out.
Elemental was
Elemental. I'm sorry. Elemental did not get the love that it deserved because it was improperly.
Was Luca Pixar?
Luca is Pixar as well. Yeah. So,
Soul.
So first of all, Pixar gave us Soul, where they didn't even advertise it to the children. They advertised it to the adults.
Because that was an adult ass movie.
And had us all in our living rooms ugly crying about life. No, we're not going to sit here and act like Toy Story is the best thing they could do. Toy Story was the very first production Pixar ever did. And Pixar Pixar has not failed us the way that
look
Disney
how
has.
old the guy was, because I think also for a lot of palm-colored millennials, we're just gonna call it what it is, palm-colored millennials, a lot of them like can't get past the nostalgia aspect of things. Like they'll be on TikTok and they'll have like the quote on the TikTok be Gen Z, take off the skinny jeans, and then the audio will be like, over my dead body. And I'm like,
oh girl,
it wasn't that serious though. Where's the skinny jeans?
Stop.
So, I should have looked how old he was, because a lot of palm-colored millennials, I think their problem is just you can't really like redo the nostalgia factor of it. Like you're not gonna get the Lion King again. Like it was what it was.
Are you ready for this? Because the only reason that they're holding on to the old Pixar is because the only time people of color were represented in old Disney and old Pixar were as animals and sidekicks, or in some way that was extremely offensive to the original culture from which they took it from.
Always extremely
offensive. And now if you look at the way that they're choosing to do these family-based movies, one, the villain is not like open. The villain is very relatable now. They don't like that because usually they are the villains in their family. And then two, it's all these different cultures. Like Encanto, come on.
Oh,
generational trauma given to us in the form of magic. Stop.
Come on now.
You're not catching me. You're not doing this.
And the music
again, there's an evolution that I
didn't even watch Coco until last week, and I knew word for word every song of Coco.
First of all, I will say this. I think Coco is probably one of Pixar's best. If I'm ranking that movie, Pixar or Coco is in the top 3 without much argument.
Like, literally, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I was right to wait to watch this movie, if I was very, very wrong.
I don't know. I just remember the first time I'm watching, and the first time I watched it, I was with my family, and we were in the living room, and I just remember... I mean, obviously, if you haven't seen Coco, this is spoilers. But at this point, I mean, come on. When they revealed how Hector was murdered,
oh my God! I was like, oh, this is a sociopath.
Ernesto de la Cruz is a whole sociopath. I was like, sir, not you went bar for bar, word for word.
I just thought that, like, you know what? Early on, I kind of figured that the songs were written by whoever his actual grandfather was, because it's a Pixar movie. It didn't like cover it up that great. Like the main guy he's walking around with has to be somebody, and it just seems too easy that his grandfather was the greatest singer of all time. So even though I knew more than likely the grandfather was who he's been with the whole time, I just figured he stole the music, and that's where the beat came in. When you got to the murder plot, I was like, what the fuck is this?
This is the part that, like, I was telling somebody else, like, the problem is Pixar said, oh, everybody's going to guess who Hector is.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's obvious, but we're about to fuck him up.
But I bet you won't find out this.
Because on top of finding out that he was murdered, and then the man stole the lullaby love song that he made for his daughter and turned it into a pop song. That's not even the most diabolical part. He then took the murder that he got away with and put it into a movie that won awards. And he made himself the victim and made himself basically make fun of the person he murdered, because in the movie he survived because he obviously picked up on the fact that he was about to get murdered.
Oh my God.
There's so many levels to the sociopathic behavior.
No, and then when all that comes out, when he throws Hector out, he's like, but I'm your grandson. You did it to your grandson. He's like, I killed my best friend. He's
like, I can't really have you going out telling people that. Bye. And the first time I watched, I think I just know all of us were sitting in the living room like, oh my God.
Like, there was no way I was prepared for that murder plot, bro. I was like, am I watching a Pixar movie?
because like, you know, Pixar has done a couple of things about death that are pretty like crazy, Finding Nemo. But it was like, first of all,
but Finding Nemo was not blatant about like, hey,
yeah, there was an allusion to it. We saw Hector fall to the ground.
And but wait, something that kind of bothers me that I think was a missed opportunity. Why did the guy who plays Hector not get a re-recording of all them songs? I feel a little bad listening to Remember Me, Ernesto de la Cruz.
First of all, I don't even listen to that version. I listen to the other one.
I do not
recognize
the one that Miguel sings.
Yeah, I don't recognize the other one. I was like, you cannot.
I actually didn't know there was, because while I knew the song, the only reason I knew the song was because of the version Miguel sang.
Right.
Because I had never seen the movie. But like that one and the family song, I'm like, okay, I just feel like my dog should have been able to re-record those songs in death.
My thing for that was, I was like, you cannot spend all of this time painting this man to be an evil villain and do it so well that I am disgusted and expect me to hear him singing the song. No,
I can't do it. Like, I skip, if I'm listening to the Coco soundtrack, I skip Ernesto de la Cruz now.
Yeah, but like, you remember when Coco came out and there was all those memes? And it was like, I wish everybody a Gress Day except Ernesto de la Cruz. I felt like,
you know what? It's been so many years since the movie came out that I forgot all of that stuff. So in the back of my mind, I never understood the memes, because obviously I didn't watch the movie. And I didn't know who Ernesto de la Cruz was, except for, you know, me seeing the trailer. But the trailer gives nothing away, because that part of the plot threw me through a loop.
And then, not on top of that, so Pixar has already gotten your like whole blood pressure up, because at this point you're like, Pixar, wait, what? And then you go through this whole scene where you realize not only are they family, but like his grandma didn't even know what happened to her husband. And so they're doing all of this reconciliation. And then they're also fighting to get the picture back, which homeboy throws off the cliff and throws the boy off the cliff too. I was like, at what point are y'all gonna stop letting this boy almost get murdered? My heart can't handle this.
As he's in the land of death.
Right. And then you've got this boy begging as his grandfather is dying his final death to not be sent back. So now I'm like, oh my God, I can't. I was like, my whole
chest hurt. Ernesto was really an ass, because he literally did not ask to be like, for him to go back and then like tell the world about him. He was like, I just want like Coco to know where I am.
Nobody would have believed him though. That was the part that was wild. It was like, you could have literally sent him back and nobody would have believed him.
No, nobody.
There was no proof. Nobody would have believed him.
I'm still not 100% sure how he went back and made everyone believe him anyway.
Well, remember, first of all, they had to literally rip our souls out by him singing with his grandmother.
Yeah, I knew that part. I get the family.
Yeah, then she revealed that she kept all the letters.
Oh, that's right. And that's why they made a museum out of their house.
Yes, because she had proof that all those songs he wrote.
That's crazy. No, what crazy is to me is like, he didn't even wait after the homeboy dropped dead, like, you know, after the funeral or something. He dropped dead. He picked up that suitcase real quick.
Yes. That was my thing. It was like he was walking with him, saw homeboy plot to the ground, and just grabbed the suitcase and left homeboy on the ground. Like, that was your best friend.
Like, that was crazy. I was really shook. I was not prepared for that. But I still really love the movie, and I think
I love that movie. I watch that movie all the time. Do I still kind of tear up still? Yep.
I would definitely. I mean, I can't watch Onward without crying still. So
what's funny is I did not cry on Onward.
I didn't cry
into a Pixar conversation. I'm totally here for this.
Right. I didn't cry on Onward until we get to the part. These are spoilers. You haven't seen Onward. I know these are kind of fairly newish movies, especially Onward, but this is a spoiler. Onward. When you get to the scene where he has the checklist and he just yelled at his brother, and he's like going through the checklist of stuff and he's checking off everything he didn't get to do, and then he stops and thinks about it and he starts rewinding it because he realizes he didn't do those things with his dad, but he did it with his freaking brother. And then he tells his brother, he's like, I didn't have a dad, but I always had you. I was like, oh my God. That was it. Me,
What's
my dad,
funny,
and my sister.
that does not get me.
Oh my
That
God.
did not get me that hard. I mean, I thought it was sweet. And I was like, oh, look at Pixar trying to get us again. Pixar, you ain't slick.
I was boohooing, and it was really funny and kind of unserious because we saw it with Royal, and that was like, what, 2020, I think? Like, pandemic.
Yeah, because that was one of the ones that went straight to Disney Plus.
Yeah, and so we were in the theater with just like 2 other people. And so Royal turns around and he goes, it's not a real thing. You know, it's just a movie, right? I was like, oh my God.
They're so disrespectful.
I was like, you know what? Never mind.
They're so disrespectful, bro.
But I did boohoo. It doesn't take me much. I'm a crybaby though, so it doesn't take me much to cry.
I am a major crier. I do realize that now, and I respect myself for just acknowledging that, you know, it's a thing. Because I'm trying to think of the movies Soul. Inside Out made me bawl in a way that I wasn't prepared to bawl.
Okay, don't yell at me.
Oh God, which one have you not seen?
Oh, I've seen them both, actually.
Okay.
I love Inside Out. I fell asleep during Soul.
First of all, that's valid because the first time I watched Soul, I fell asleep too.
Okay. I had to rewatch it because I didn't remember what happened.
Yeah, the second time I watched it, I was all in my feelings. I was like, damn.
I didn't cry though. I was just like, oh, that was about it though.
I think it's because I was like I was going through some things when I watched Soul, and that was just not good for my whole psyche.
Like, but then again, I mean, even like happy movies make me cry. So I don't know if I'm a good judge of character for that.
That's true. I mean, I teared up when Bing Bong died, but the part that got me was when she came home and was like, I hate the fact that we moved. I miss my friends. I was like, hello, intermilitary child. I was like, whoa.
I was like, oh my goodness.
I was like, oh snap. Okay. I'm emotional. I was like, no.
What
you know another one that got me?
What?
The Short. Carl's Date.
Say it again.
So Elemental, you know how before every Pixar movie they have a short?
Yeah. I just didn't hear what the title was. He said
Carl's Date.
Yes.
I don't know why, but that was so, I don't know. It just made me so happy. I was like, not me getting emotional. That old ass Carl is out here getting back into the street.
Right. I was like, okay. No, you know, okay, I can't remember what the name of it was, but it's the one that played before Encanto with the raccoons.
I forgot the name of it, but it's the one where it's the mother, right?
Yeah, and I remember I went to go see it with my best friend and her daughter, and at the time, I guess she must have been maybe 6 when Encanto came out. Mm-hmm. And you know, she's in the middle of us and it starts, right? And so when it starts getting dark, my best friend turns to me, kind of like side-eyeing me, that she looks at her daughter, and her daughter is gripping the seat and like looking wide-eyed. And she turns to me again and she goes, Troy, Mama, why is she being mean to her baby? I was like, wow. During this movie. And Dakota, my cousin, was just like, yeah, Encanto had a really sad and scary year. I was like, this is a terrible choice. Is it because of the family thing?
Oh my God. No, you want to know where I realized that kids are like a different breed? Mm-hmm. When Incredibles 2 finally came out, the short before that one, I think it was called Bao, is about the mother with the dumpling son.
Yes.
And the part where she eats him because he's not listening to her.
That was kind of
like, oh my God. The kids in the theater erupted in laughter. I was like, hello?
That was kind of unhinged.
Hello? I was like, no, not you. She ate him. Why are y'all laughing so hard? What is happening? I was like, no, kids are wild, bro. They have no... That junk kicked me because I was like, not them cheering and laughing and what is happening?
This is a safe space. Okay.
Oh God.
I know.
You laughed too, didn't you?
Huh?
You laughed too, didn't you?
No, I did not. I was like, you was like, oh Jesus, okay. No, it wasn't about that. There is a Pixar movie. I'm pretty sure this is a Pixar movie. I think it might be the only princess Pixar movie.
Brave.
Oh man, I have seen that movie one time, and I really didn't like it.
Why not? Do share. Somehow let's take it to a Pixar conversation. I'm down with this. Let's go.
I love Pixar movies, so it's okay. And let me be clear, I like the movie fine. It's just not my favorite Disney. Like I can probably watch. I mean, it's above Snow White, and it's above.
That is so below the bar. What? We're not going to do Merida like that.
I said it was a safe.
Better than the 1940s.
It's a safe space. Okay.
I'm gonna still clown you, but yeah, sure, safe space.
But okay, it's okay because my favorite princesses are Ariel and Tiana. Like I don't think I have, and Mulan. Like there's no one else that I put before the three of them.
Wow.
But I just didn't. I wasn't excited. I watched it when it first came out. Let me say that first, okay? When it first came out, I went to go see it in theaters, and it came out in like what
2011
or 12 or something like that. Yeah, I was in high school, and I just found the movie kind of boring. I liked her. Let me say this. I liked her. I just thought the movie was boring.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I like
her brothers.
I like the darker aspect of that princess movie, to be honest. It's kind of why like I really like Raya and the Last Dragon, because
I love that movie.
Like there's a darker aspect, and just the like it was around the time where Disney was starting to break away from the traditional princess recipe.
Mm-hmm.
So Merida was one of those ones where they stepped out of the traditional, like, I guess we're going to call it recipe book. But like just the fact that she was completely against the whole crap about finding a dude and like wanting to do her own.
And that's why I said I really liked her. I just thought the movie was boring.
I didn't mind the movie either. But also I am a huge Disney Pixar fan. And so while I was watching the movie, I was trying to figure out how it matched into the Pixar theory. So I experienced Pixar movies.
You were barely even watching that movie, girl.
First of all, I watched the movie multiple times because I needed to go back and watch it.
I believe you, actually. I believe it.
Because Brave tied the Pixar theory into... Brave adds something to the Pixar theory. One day I will talk about the Pixar theory, but if you've never heard of the Pixar theory, just Google Pixar
it's honestly
theory.
One of the most interesting things. Like you can watch a YouTube video on it. It's really, really good.
It's really good. The most up-to-date Pixar one, I forgot who does the videos. Either way, when Brave came out, Brave set the Pixar theory into hyperdrive. So technically, the Pixar theory says that the Pixar theory started with the witch in Brave, or AKA Boo from Monsters, Inc.
Yeah.
So like it turned into a whole thing. I was like, oh my God.
Okay, I actually really like this conversation. This says, I've been arguing my daughter down for a week. Mulan is not a princess.
Never has been, never will be.
She's not, but she's an official Disney princess.
You know why she's an official Disney princess?
They don't got to make another Asian one.
Yeah. It's like, that's literally it. Because if you've noticed, Raya has not officially been indicted into the princesses. Raya would technically be another Asian princess, would be the Asian princess.
Yeah, she would.
But they feel like they got enough diversity in that category. So they're
you know what? It's really crazy because I remember being younger and when they kind of like pushed Mulan into the Disney princess official thing, I was really confused because I was just like, but she's not even of high rank.
She's not it's just like
she doesn't like have any royalty or anything like that. Like
none.
The only thing she really does in retrospect is ends up marrying Shang, who's like a lieutenant in the army. Like that's it. He's not even that important.
Again, I don't understand why. Well, I know why they did it. I wish that they didn't. I wish that they would give us more, because they have the way that technology is working and the way that illustrators and stuff and animators are working. We could get some really good stories. If they want to even bust out something that has like a mythology based focus, that would be dope. The same way Wish gave us a black or Afro Latina with box braids, they can do another Asian princess story.
Someone on TikTok, and I thought this was so funny because it's really kind of true. They were doing the like those tier ranking things where you do the princesses or the princes, and they were doing the princes, and they got to the end, and their last two was I'm sorry, this is so funny to me. Maybe my humor's just bad, but it was Naveen and Kristoff, and she goes, my favorite two himbos. And I was like, wait, why is that so true?
First of all,
especially Naveen. Kristoff has sense. Naveen is a himbo.
You know what's funny? I make this joke all the time. I was like, you can tell that Disney was not really actually giving a fuck about the storylines for these princesses, because in the first couple Disney princess movies, like, they barely had names. For God's sakes.
Or
Cinderella's dude's name was Prince Charming.
Up until Eric, none of them barely spoke.
Right. Charles in Sleeping Beauty said what? Or Philip in Sleeping Beauty said what? 3 words to his dad. That's it. Snow White is just a dude that comes up to her and kisses her. We never knew that dude's name.
Maleficent had more airtime than Philip.
Maleficent also had more words.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like, think like the fact that, like, I love Naveen only because he is nowhere near Prince Charming.
No,
he is so what I imagine a prince to actually be, like a royal fuckboy.
Yeah, he's awful.
Yeah, so it's like, oh my God, Prince Charming did get more personality in the sequels, but they still called him Prince Charming, and that was where I drew the line.
Was his name
not a name?
Wasn't one of their names William? Was it not?
Wait.
Is one of their names William?
The Disney, hold on, Google.
Pretty much.
Disney princes names. I'm so dead. Prince Philip.
It doesn't help that I have not seen like the Prince OG Eric, princess movies in a billion years.
Okay. Who is Florian? It's me. Huh? Who are these people? I have so many questions. Who is this?
Disney Prince line, and I'm sure it's just. I don't know who you're saying. Like, the name makes no sense to me.
Oh wait, y'all! It says the prince is the romantic interest of Snow White, and apparently his name is Prince Florian.
Oh, that is news to me. So that's where I was getting William from, I guess. I guess maybe in the back of my head, I kind of knew he had a name.
I was not ready. I was like, who the
heck? I just would not have guessed that.
Who the heck is Florian?
John Smith is technically a prince, isn't he?
I absolutely refuse to accept that shit.
He is, because Pocahontas is one.
John Smith is no, but that's the thing. Remember, she never married him. She married.
I know, but they still put them in both of them are in the line for it,
which still blows my mind. I refuse. No. And then there's Adam from Beauty and the Beast, which
I just call him the Beast. I cannot remember that.
Yeah. I know they don't actually consider Li Shang as a part of the princes until they need to make an even number. And then you'll randomly see Li Shang thrown into it.
Mulan's a princess, but her husband isn't a prince.
Listen, they don't care about the princes as much. They just started incorporating the princes more into things because they're realizing like the boys and even some of the girls like the princes better.
I can't one thing about the princes is that like the ones with personality are like, Eric, Aladdin, Naveen, Kristoff. Everyone else doesn't have and then Shang if we add,
Let's
Mulan and Shang
in business. I mean, he gave us one of the best songs, so he will always be.
No, literally one of the greatest songs in Disney history. I remember in high school, I was in detention. I'm not gonna talk about it. I was in detention, and this senior came into detention because the detention teacher had to go to the bathroom or something like that, and he asked him, I guess it was his TA or something, to watch us. He comes in, sits down at the desk, and starts playing "I'll Make a Man Out of You." turns the screen and starts singing it to us.
Okay.
You don't have to ask me what race he was.
I wasn't even gonna ask that because I mean I saw the visual in my head, but what?
We were all looking around, and my friend leaned in and she goes, "This is worse than detention." It was like, to this day, sometimes she'll just like hit me up and go, "Do you remember that white boy that was a senior that like in detention started singing us 'I'll Make a Man Out of You'?" I was like, "Yes." I think about. I hope he's doing well in life.
I hope so too, because he really came in there with some hype energy on y'all. It's like what were you?
The last time I ever got detention.
Oh my gosh. I bet. I mean, that actually was a method that worked for you.
I was like, okay, this is wait. That's a lie. I got in school suspension like a month later, but
oh my gosh.
That's neither here nor there.
Delinquent.
Only my freshman year of high school.
That's fair. Just a mess, but that's fair.
Yeah, so like, you know, I feel like Shang should be a prince. If Mulan's a princess, Shang's a prince.
I think so too. But again, like I said, I still think that Raya and then even the other princess that whooped her behind in that movie.
Oh yeah, she
should also be included.
She repeatedly whooped her ass.
I mean, repeatedly. I was like, Raya, please. You've been by yourself this whole time, sis. Come on. Fight back. Oh, don't fight back. Just lay down. Just lay down.
But you know what was so funny? I was kind of getting a little concerned towards the ending of the movie. I was like, Raya, girl, you gonna get with the program. You gotta be a little nicer.
That fight where they were in the snow, I was like, Raya, just stay down. Because she got one more time to take her leg and just slam you. Girl, please. Please. But also, I really appreciate Disney for giving me Raya because that was some real great fighting.
It was like
I was like, oh yes, girls whooping. I was like, granted, she whooping your ass. Go ahead, girl, fight.
Her ears at Disney parks are ugly.
Her ears?
Yeah, like
the mini ears. Girl, yes. I thought she was talking about her actual ears.
Oh no, I wasn't.
I was like,
they didn't have a Raya at World when I went the last time, but I meant her Disney ears. First of all, I thought they were Tiana ears. By the time they didn't exist, Tiana didn't have ears yet.
Oh no,
Tiana got ears like within the last year and a half. But
which is a whole other situation.
Yeah, I mean for real. But it was like this muggy green bayou color. That's why I thought they were Tiana. I was like, oh, these are ugly Tiana ears. And my friend looked around. She goes, "Girl, I think these are Raya ears." I said, "Huh?" I look around and there's like Raya stuff around it. I'm like, oh, they doing that girl dirty.
Oh, is it the one with the hair?
With the hair? I don't.
Oh wait, no, these are Etsy bows. Never mind. These are not the ones sanctioned by Disney. Never mind.
Yeah. There. I don't know if they're still up because the time I went, it was 2021.
Yeah.
But her ears were just the color was horrible. It was the color of that Princess Tiana doll you hated.
Oh, the one that looked like mud.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Nah, we're good.
Because they were just plain Disney ears, and there was really much of anything on it, and it was like near like some of her costume. At least I'm assuming that's who it was because it was next to all of her other shit.
It's always really weird to see when Disney actually makes women or young girls or even teenage girls in their series, like make them very strong and bullheaded. And then like they just kind of just pretend like they never made them at all.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. It's like Raya would be a perfect addition to your whole little lineup because all of the girls have like a different personality. They represent a different type of woman, which is why like so many of the little girls like gravitate towards like different princesses. So it's like
I feel like especially with the parks, like it's so interesting to go to the parks and then like see like how shit some of the merch is.
Oh, you know, I don't buy merch. I don't buy merch at Disney.
Now, see, the last time I went to Disney, they were always celebrating something. So the merch was really nice. So it was like the 50th merch was really
nice. Yeah. Like this year, if I went, I would be buying everything. Yeah, the 100th anniversary stuff is bomb.
That stuff was really cute. So the only other time that I went where they weren't celebrating was like 2019, I think. And the merch wasn't that great. I think I bought one thing. my first time around, and that was like the basic mini ears that are like sparkly, and I think I got a shirt. But other than that, I was just like, I'm not really feeling.
I want a pair of purple sequin mini ears, and the one year that I went, they only had like hot pink, and I refused.
I just
but
don't.
I could just go, technically, you could just go on Etsy and find one of these unsanctioned.
Yeah, because their ears are so much better.
They're so much better.
This one girl I follow on Disneygram, she makes the cutest blinged out Tiana ears, and I was like, I'm not going to go to the park anytime soon. Troy, do not buy them.
See, my other thing that cracks me up though, this is a business moment. It be the girls that be advertising them, right? So I keep them in the back of my mind. So like the next time I go to Disney, I'm gonna just order my ears from this person. And it's always like a couple months or weeks later where they're complaining about their listings on Etsy getting taken down for copyright and things of that.
I just feel like you have to know that if you put Snow White ears, that was going to be taken down.
That's my thing, because then they like, I go and look at the listings and I'm like, well, your listing is named Tiana Minnie Mouse ears.
Your tags say Minnie Mouse, Disney World, Disneyland. Come on.
Mickey Mouse ears. Like, do you not realize that the Mickey Mouse ears are actually a trademarked entity of Disney? It's like, considered one of their logos.
And it's Disney. You know they're going to eventually change copyright laws to make
right, like
Mickey and Minnie like permanent to Disney. Like it could be 2,000 years from now. You could never touch Minnie Mouse.
Like Disney, technically, Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse are supposed to be going into the public domain within the next year or something.
Yeah,
I don't actually see them getting there.
I don't either. Disney literally owns everything.
Disney is going to. There's a loophole written somewhere in the contract that they're going to pull Mickey and Minnie right on back in. So it's
very
if you're gonna do it, I obviously support it because I like buying Disney merch and things, and I love supporting small businesses. But if you make your whole business based off of somebody else's work,
yeah,
take that L. Because there was one, I forgot the name of them, that they were strictly making ears in Kissimmee, Florida. And they had a store in Kissimmee, Florida.
Oh my God.
Where they sold Disney stuff. And they had a sign on the door that was not affiliated with Disney or in its likeness or whatever. But it was to the point where people were calling Disney World stuff, asking how to get to that store.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And so Disney hit them with their first cease and desist letter, and they kind of just ignored it. And then Disney took them to court, garnered all of their wages, and shut down the entire operation. And then the owners got on Instagram calling Disney monsters and oh, this is not what you do to small businesses, and da 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 da. Every, the business owners in the comments are like, I mean, first of all, it's Disney, one of the number one capitalist companies in the world. Two, people thought you were associated with Disney.
You had gotten that big.
You got that big. And then not only that, but you were selling shit in Kissimmee, Florida, sis. Stop.
There's this girl who went viral a couple days ago on TikTok. I don't know if you saw it, but she had on this obviously not Disney trademarked Disney shirt with Ghost Mickey or something on it. It was very cute and vintagey looking.
That sounds adorable.
And she ended up going to TJ Maxx and finding the Ghost Mickey mug that matched her shirt. So she was like, oh my God, look what I got. Da, da, da. And the video went viral and everyone was asking her where she got the sweatshirt. So she did another video where she had talked to the owner and da, 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 da. And all the comments, if you just go to the comments, someone goes, that cease and desist is going to be crazy.
Yeah, girl. Do you your best bet when you do stuff like that and you go viral is to shut up?
Yeah. The most you can do is put in the comments, look on Etsy or something, or link in
Barely even that. I would have definitely been I was online searching for stuff and I just happened to come across this shirt. It could be on my website.
Going viral and not thinking, I didn't buy this from Disney World.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like I never actually want to go viral. I just hope that I grow organically at some point in the future. But it's like imagine going viral, making something, stealing somebody else's creative work.
But what really kills me is imagine going viral, talking about it. It's not your product. It's someone else's product. Someone else stole from somebody else.
Right.
And now they've been going to get cease and desist.
It's just like, see, because I would have totally bought that Mickey Mouse.
It was really cute. I'm not going to lie. And it was on TikTok Shop too. So it wasn't as expensive. I was like, ooh, not going to lie. I might purchase this before you get that cease and desist, sis.
That would have been me. It would have been like, let me just order this before you get that cease and desist real quick. You might have to give them the profits you made off this shirt, but I'll have the shirt. So
I have a Mickey ear pink zebra sticker on one of my journals. I don't know which one it is. And someone asked me where I got it from. I was like, I made it, and no, I do not sell them.
Oh my gosh, that's like how sometimes on my thank you cards have like more fan art-esque things on them than like the stuff I actually sell in my shop.
Yeah.
And one girl was like, I really want the canary one. Like, I love that print. I was like, I would. However, the animation company that makes Hunter x Hunter,
no.
They don't play about people making stuff. I'm not, no. Nope, y'all better take this free one.
You do better doing House Moving Castle.
Well, that's another thing. So, I started researching because I'm doing more cons next year. Which is why I've been doing this Melanie-tober, which I'm keeping that name, Melanie-tober.
That's really
I'm going to somehow trademark that as soon as possible. But I'm doing fan art sketches. And I was laughing because I'm like, there is, in a weird way, there is a loophole to like drawing and stuff or like using other people's stuff in the fan art realm. But there's still even rules behind the fan art realm. So like if you end up being a vendor at a con, it's like you can have up to, some places is like you can have up to 25% fan art. Everything else has to be original, like that kind of thing. And so as I'm drawing it, I'm like, what are the other products I plan on selling? Does this ratio pan out? Because I want to do it, but like maybe I shouldn't. Yeah. It's been fun. I just want people to know we all love your ears. Your Disney ears are lit on Etsy. Thank you. But don't get mad when Disney comes from coins.
I mean, come on now. Like, don't be mad about that. Don't be mad after the I don't know, it's Expelliarmus trinket that you have on there got cease and desisted and what else? The Pikachu hoodie and
first of all, the people who do Nintendo stuff, y'all operate on a different level than the rest of us mere mortals. I will never forget. I used to follow, or I still follow her. It's an artist that she was making cute little Pokemon drawings, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so she decided to turn those Pokemon drawings into Issa bags.
Oh, my.
And these bags were cute. I had every intention of getting an Eevee one. Because they were freaking cute. She called these Ita bags Pocket Monster Ita bags.
So the original name for Pokemon?
Yeah, the original copyrighted name for Pokemon. Yes.
She does realize Pokemon is just the abbreviation of Pocket Monster.
I don't think she did because she really thought she was doing something by calling them Pocket Monsters. And then
Jesus Christ.
This is the part that killed this. Like, this is how, like, Nintendo is one of the worst people to have to deal with copyright things from, because this is how petty Nintendo is. Nintendo waited for her thing to get fully funded and then reported it. And had it all shut down. This girl went through rounds and rounds of samples. She had like 15 different bags that like, when I tell you she got thousands of dollars that first day for these bags, we had knocked out every tier. A couple days before the campaign itself was supposed to close, Nintendo said, nope. Wow. Took her designs, took the bag designs and everything.
And you know, the way Etsy works now, you can't even, certain things you put in your tags will tell you this might be copywritten. Like, for instance, I once did like Hydro Flask sticker, and it was like, if you're selling knockoff Hydro Flask, and I was like, oh, I'm not selling that at all.
Yep, that's it. Yeah, but that junk that day, low-key sad I never got my Eevee bag. But
I would have been like, damn, can I get my bag before you shut it down?
I mean, she was literally like, she did not change the name. She didn't do none of that. Like,
I've seen people do for Harry Potter, The Boy Who Lived, and I was just like, yeah, that's far too close to Harry Potter.
I wouldn't be surprised if the phrase "the boy who lived" is copyrighted by JR.
That, and then like if you think about it, you putting that, you don't think somebody who's looking for people who do that put in "the boy who lived"?
Yeah, because the companies have people that are hired to just surf the internet to find things.
Like, come on now. That, and just stay away from Beyonce and Taylor Swift stuff. Like,
woo!
Because you'll actually be in court with them too.
Yeah, them capitalist monsters right there.
I was just like, God damn, because Taylor Swift.
Bro, you remember the girl that leaked the "Break My Soul" audio on Twitter?
Yes.
And then she was hit with that letter.
Girl, I was like, no, you knew better than that.
I was like, ma'am, you leaked a Beyonce song on your personal Twitter account?
You know what's like though, like, and it's also like, I know there are people who are doing this fan art stuff and genuinely just want to share their love of these people and these stories and like that. But then there's assholes. Yeah. Like if you go to eBay right now, the popcorn buckets at AMC theaters that they were selling for are on there for hundreds of dollars.
Yeah. I wanted that Little Mermaid one, bastards.
I did too. I couldn't get it. I watched Little Mermaid way too late for that. But
they sold out at everything. I was there day one. All the little girls had it. I wasn't mad the little girls had it. I was just mad they didn't have one for me.
Like it was really insane because when I went to, well, you obviously know I went to see Taylor Swift, but when we went to see Taylor Swift, by the time the Texas date came, they had to make changes to how many things you could buy because people kept on coming to the truck outside before you get in, buying hundreds of things and putting them on third-party sites and selling them for outrageous prices.
Yep. So I'm not shocked. Yeah, I'm just not shocked.
It'll just be a cold day in hell when I pay over. First of all, the hoodie's already expensive by itself. I'm not paying more than $80 for a hoodie, and I really regret buying a hoodie because it does not. It's like fits me but doesn't fit me. But that's neither here nor there. But I was just like, then there's assholes who do stuff like that. So it's just like, while I do, feel you and wanting to make the Ponyo fan art, you should not be shocked when you get the cease and desist.
Right. Also, this is so true. Disney did get a lot of my money with the Little Mermaid stuff, but they also got my money with them dolls from the Creative Soul dolls. They got my money with them too. I'm mad.
Did you guys see that McDonald's has like Squishmallows as their toys this month?
First of all, I didn't even know that McDonald's still gave out toys.
Yeah. They give out toys still, and they're like little mini ones.
So how many of them do you have?
Okay, listen. I'm not funny because I don't eat McDonald's, and literally when The Little Mermaid came out, I really wanted to get. I was like, I'm just going to give my nephew this Kids Milk. I don't eat McDonald's, and I was just like, I'm just gonna go 1 or 2 times and see if I can't get Ariel or Eric or Ursula. Then that's fine. But I ended up going like the day before it ended, and I got Scuttle, which is fine. It's actually really cute. The little Scuttle they give, but I don't eat McDonald's, so unless I'm going with a kid, that's not happening.
Yeah.
And I definitely, and the one thing I do eat McDonald's isn't a kid's meal.
True, very true.
So no, just to put it out there. You know what I wanted to say earlier? We were talking about Halloween movies.
What?
I forgot about this. This is your yearly PSA, everyone.
Oh God.
The Nightmare Before Christmas and Coraline and James and the Giant Peach were directed by Henry Selick, not Tim Burton. Literally the amount of people that don't know that like, okay, 100% Nightmare Before Christmas are Tim Burton's characters. 100%. He was originally supposed to do it. All that stuff happened. He did not end up directing it. It was directed by Henry Selick. Which is why, though, people get confused when Coraline recently went back to theaters and it was like, from the director that brought you Nightmare Before Christmas. A lot of people were confused because they didn't know that Henry Selick did Nightmare Before Christmas. He did Nightmare Before Christmas, Coraline, and James and the Giant Peach. Give him his dues.
Well, okay.
How to say that? I'm sorry.
I don't know what you're apologizing to me for.
Like, I love Tim Burton movies. He has amazing movies, and everyone who knows me knows I love Tim Burton movies. Don't love him. Love Tim Burton.
I appreciate the creativity that is given into the variety of options we've been given by Tim Burton, but he can kiss the smallest.
Oh, yeah. Don't love him,
ass.
but love his movies. I had to say that because Henry Selick for years has been fighting them allegations that he didn't direct shit.
That is so unfortunate.
It is, especially because like the claymation-esque creepy spooky thing he's got going on is very similar to Tim Burton's. But if we go by that, then a lot of movies that are claymation and creepy and everything, are we just automatically going to say it's Tim Burton when it's not always Tim Burton? Because just because a movie is claymation and creepy doesn't mean it's Tim Burton.
Did Henry do, because when I think about that type of animation, I think of also like Kobu and the Two Strings. Did he do that one too? I wonder. Because I love that movie. But I also really love that old claymation.
Is that the one about the with the monkey in it?
Yes.
Okay. I don't think that was Henry Selick.
Oh, I'm looking up Henry Selick. He did Wendell in the Wild?
Yeah, he's in a lot of movies.
Yeah, I love Wendell in the Wild.
I just did those three because those are his, like, those are the ones he always gets mixed up.
The most famous ones.
Yeah, no ones he gets mixed up with Tim Burton.
I wonder why Tim Burton didn't want to do that movie. Because, it's one of those blunders of his.
I think what ended up happening, there's like a YouTube video on this about what ended up happening when he originally did the characters, and then I think he had a fight with Disney or something, and walked away from it, came back to it, and it's just this long thing that happened with it.
Oh, it says Burton came up with the story and character designs and co-produced the beloved film.
Yes.
I'd be pissed as fuck if a co-producer got his name on top of the movie that I directed.
Right?
What? Shame.
I get it. Okay. Tim Burton's characters, he wrote the script, all that, but I did the work.
Yeah, that's basically like doing a group project, you doing all the work and somebody else got credit. That's like, rough.
You got credit for writing it down?
That's rough.
Like, not to hate on Tim Burton, because again, when I was growing up, he was like, I wanted to get into film. He was my favorite film director before he opened his mouth during Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. But but genuinely, that's so shitty.
Yeah, that's
just had to put that out there.
Yeah.
So when you're looking up Coraline, don't look up Tim Burton because it's not gonna come up. Or it will come up and just correct you.
This is your lesson of today, brought to you by Black Bros Club. Which I guess we should probably veer to Black Pros because we've been on here for like an hour and a half. So I know y'all have been wondering what's going on, where we've been, what about the books we were supposed to read this year, all of those things. All of the books that we were supposed to read this year have been postponed. We will be readdressing these books again next year. Or at the end of the year. It really depends on where we are mentally, physically, and emotionally. The rest of this year, we will be taking a more relaxed, we will be continuing this relaxed state that we're in. You will hear from us again within maybe 2 weeks. Hopefully Oshley will be better and neither one of us will be sick. So it'll be all three of us.
Right. There's always someone sick.
Because not going to lie, the reason we haven't been on is because either I have been going on a lot of business trips that I never thought I was going to be going on. And then one of us has always been down for the count. If those two were perfectly fine, I was on a business trip. So we've been trying to figure out this new life because
we should really just stop lying to everybody. We actually been thinking about breaking up. We have been lying to you guys for 5 years. We do not like each other. We barely.
You're trying to create drama. I'm so dead.
This is Sagittarius in me.
You are horrible. That is some real Virgo ass shit right there. To create shit where you would be the drama, ma'am. Oh my gosh. Despite the terroristic behavior of our Virgo. That is not what's happening. We probably do need to talk about a new posting schedule and things like that. So if you guys have input on how you guys would like to see Black prose, obviously leave us comments and stuff, respectful comments. Obviously leave us respectful comments. And like we can figure it out. I had no idea that this new job that I got would be so demanding of my time in this way. No, I have not been enjoying the trips, but that is for a podcast for another day. When all three of us are on, I will be sharing some things about this new job that as a Black woman, I should not be surprised is happening, but also I'm just annoyed that it's happening. I'm still keeping the job because I work from home, but yeah, I travel a lot. I literally just got back from a trip like a couple days ago, so it's ghetto. While I'm collecting freaking flyer miles for future trips, I'm dealing with Caucasians. And not the good kind.
And not the good kind.
I've started using the phrase, and I thought you were one of the good ones. When I tell you that throws them for a loop, honey.
Oh, to be a fly on the wall.
Girl looked at me like I just told her there was no Santa Claus.
Oh my gosh. That's actually really funny.
Yes. So we actually have been reading. It's funny. Like, well, Oshalay's definitely been reading.
Yeah, Oshalay's been like aggressively reading.
Yeah. And as y'all saw, I actually posted videos on my Read with Melanin channel where I'm actually talking about books. Never would have thought. But even this month, we're on October 7th. I've read at least 6 books already because I've been in the airports. So
I've just been rereading stuff. So I don't know if that counts.
You've been what?
Rereading stuff.
Rereads count. Remember, the book content creator community created this idea that, you know, rereads are not considered reading and all the other foolishness. All of this is real reading to the rest of us.
I feel the same way because I'm just like, listen, if I reread a book front to back, I read the damn book.
Exactly. Rereading counts. Rereading counts. Audiobooks counts. Middle grade books count. Picture books
way
count.
Too many.
Everything counts.
In book world.
Also, we also need to stop telling ourselves, because I know all of us that are listening are readers, you are never behind on books. That is a statement I will continue to say because I had never realized it, but all of my book friends who have had any type of moment on Book Talk or Book Twitter or Bookstagram, we use the phrase "I'm behind on reading" as if we have some type of deadline or due date. And it'd be like, how are you behind if it's supposed to be for fun?
That's a good point because and you know what's really shitty because it's the end of the year, so we're gonna have to be forced down our throat to watch all those TikToks and videos of people going, it's the end of the year, time for everyone to be snobs and say that they read 100 books when they didn't. I'm just like, sweetie, it's not that big of a deal.
First of all, if you did read 100 books this year, that's fine. My reading has dropped significantly since COVID, and I have not made it past 80 books in the past like 2 years. And considering that I used to read between like 90 and 120, it's been very interesting.
Someone put on Twitter, if you don't read more than, I think they said 10 books in a year, then you don't genuinely like reading. I was just like, what?
Yeah, I refuse. I'm so glad that I muted book Twitter because I just want people to be able to live and enjoy their lives and enjoy the spaces that they're in without feeling any kind of pressure to read more or to read less or to read slower or to read faster. It's like, read how you want to do, boo. Just do not get on Beyonce's internet lying. But read whatever you want and however you want. It's like,
I'm honestly not like thinking about someone reading 200 books in a year. Like, I don't care enough to think about it, but I'm definitely not getting on TikTok and complaining that I think someone's lying about reading it. If they are, they are. If they're not, then I literally, it does nothing.
Yeah, it's like, while I used to make comments about that shit, it's like, listen, I read 4 books in a week. That's unheard of for me. And a lot of people could say I'm lying, but I was also stuck in an airport for 6 hours for one of my fun travel trips. And I was stuck on a plane one time with no air conditioning for 4.5 hours.
Oh my.
So, like, there were many opportunities where all I could do was read to keep my sanity.
Because it's like in the beginning of the year, I flushed out 6 books in a week. I don't know how I ended up doing that. And then the following week, I was bored and I was just like, maybe I'll read Heartstopper for the first time. And I like flew through the graphic novels in like 2 hours. And I was just like, oh, okay, well. Then I just went 3 months and didn't read a thing.
Well, remember how like I kept saying that I go through phases where it's like somehow I ended up doing nothing but binging animes for like a month.
Yeah, that's
and then I end up playing video games to the point where I'm playing video games to 3 o'clock in the morning every day. And then I haven't touched my PS5 in months, but my Switch gets action every day. And then one time I just stopped. I stopped reading until I hurt my knee, and then that was all I could do. And then all I did was read and play Switch. And now I'm in a mood where all I've been doing is reading, listening to audiobooks, and drawing. So it's like, whatever you want to do that makes you happy, do it. But stop saying things like, I'm behind, because the books that are published are published. You can read them anytime you want.
Oh, it's like when somebody posted on Twitter, what are 3 books that are really popular that you've never read? And I don't remember the other 2, but I remember Legendborn was one of them. And I remember like multiple people going, this was like early this year. And they were just like,
oh my God, I remember that.
Oh my God, you have to read that. How have you not read that? And I was just like, because I haven't read that. I don't know, because I just haven't. Like, it wasn't anything about the book. I actually have no idea what the book's about. But I was just like, I just haven't read it. Like, there's a lot of books I haven't read that one. What's the Alice in Wonderland one?
A Blade So Black.
A Blade So Black. I haven't read. I read a lot of popular books, to be honest, because unless it's at my library or on Kindle Unlimited, whenever I feel like paying for it, I don't buy books. Like, I don't. That's why I just.
This year I've been doing really good in the whole not buy books thing. So yeah, no, I've only been reading the books that are like recent and super popular when they're available at my library. That's how I got Fourth Wing very quick and DNF'd it that same day and took it back to the library.
People love that book.
Yeah.
Actually, no. There's people really love it or really hate it.
It's not even a really hate for me. It's just one of those things where I'm like, we got to stop praising mediocrity.
I feel that.
And so the more I've been reading more for pleasure rather than like for book content, it's been like my preferences for books are changing a little bit more. And I'm just not going to give credit to a book just because it has dragons anymore. Is that all it takes for me to pick it up and read it? Yes. But that's not all it's going to take to get me to continue to actually read the book. Right. If you tell me, Britt, it's a book that's got war and dragons, I'm picking up the book. You don't really have to tell me much. But if I get 50 pages in and I'm still sitting here like, why do I care? You know.
I feel that though, because a lot of times me and popular books, like especially in the past, I've just been like, I don't know. I just haven't. It's not that I haven't enjoyed them even. It's just that I always feel like I kind of have to read it and not necessarily that I would have picked it up if I didn't hear about it. You know, I probably wouldn't have picked it up if I hadn't heard about it 1 billion times over. But so I don't really read too many popular books now. I mean, granted, do I read popular books? Yeah, like I have if, like you said, if it's at my library and I can get it quick, then yeah, I'll do it. But sometimes, shit be at a library across town, and I live in Houston, so I ain't waiting 6 weeks for a book to get over here.
Like, it's funny because while we're talking about this, I just checked my email, and the Twisted Tales anthology is available for me to pick up from the library today.
I'm telling myself I need to get that.
So I'm definitely going tomorrow to go pick up that book, but I had no intentions of buying it. And I was like, if it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And I laugh because, again, we all know that I like the Twisted Tales series. I've gotten messages from people who absolutely hate them and find the reading beneath me. And I'm like, I read books to enjoy myself. So don't really understand why you're here.
What does that even mean?
I have no idea. At this point, I've concluded that I've given too many people too much easy access to me. And they mistake my kind voice for weak. And so I have to keep reminding people, testing me in my DMs is not where you want to
be. What? Maybe that's why people keep forgetting I'm a part of this club, because I am so unapproachable.
It's not that you're unapproachable. It's that people think you're quiet.
Then they don't listen to these podcasts. They are a fake fan.
It's the same way they think Oshley is the nicest one of the three of us.
Oh, yeah. I know. And they think you're the aggressive one.
Yeah. I think social media has...
Though I don't know. The whole thinking I'm the quiet one just makes me feel like there's some undercurrent.
Oh, girl, yeah, no. We all know that's a whole other issue.
Yeah. So I was just like, I don't know how I feel about that.
Remember, they didn't even want to accept that you were 100% Black. So,
girl, I was just like, baby, move on. Like, even if I wasn't, what I gotta do what we talking about? We be talking about a romance novel and y'all talking about something totally different.
Yeah. I'm not shocked by people anymore.
Someone actually commented on one of my YouTube videos. Mind you, you don't see my face only this year you've really seen my face in my YouTube videos. And someone, this is really not funny, but it's kind of funny. Someone commented in Spanish, and I just clicked. I just clicked translate on it. I don't know, probably because of my skin color, I guess. Because you only see my hands in it, and I translated it. And before I even got to respond, the person was just like, "Oh my God, you're Black. I thought you were Spanish." I was just like, "No, I'm not."
Again, I think social media has desensitized people to treating people like humans. And so I ignore a lot of DMs because I just didn't realize people felt so comfortable DMing me. But I ignore a lot of DMs now. So the block button is real strong.
My DMs are not open.
Mine are open because of my business.
Oh, yeah. My business account is open, but not my personal one.
Yeah, I have been getting a lot of because I've been doing a lot of, what is the word? Not customs. Well, yeah, I've been doing a lot of commissions. I've been working with a lot of different content creators. Mm-hmm. Like the Blackoween situation, like she hit me up via my DMs. And so I've left my DMs open this past couple months because, trying to get some coin, and it will be closing in December. It will be back closed because, yeah. Also, to the people that have not been liking what I've been posting on my own personal Instagram stories about resources and information concerning the genocide, please find the corner of the crack of someone else's ass and choke on it. Yes, Miss WOC Reader, I designed everything for Blackoween. I think it's my Plan with Melanin channel has a lot of the lives where I was drawing all of the stuff on there. But yes, every part of Toulouse Parish is drawn and designed by yours truly.
I would like the record to show that Oshley and Brittany spend an awful lot of time laughing at me for having like 3 Instagrams. But Brittany had to sit here and about which channel she posted a video on.
First of all, nobody asked you, terrorist.
No one asks you bitches when you say something about my exams.
Oh my God.
This is why I say if someone thinks I'm quiet, they are lying while listening to our podcast.
Again, people don't even think we're actually friends. So
yeah, that's why I keep saying I'm telling the truth for once in our 5 years. We are not friends.
I can't.
We just spent 4 days at your house trying to murder each other. You hurting your leg with
and then me trying to murder myself. All good times. All good times.
Rita said I'd be so confused about Troy's IGs. Well, this last time I had to change it was because for the last like 6-7 months they've been saying I'm impersonating somebody,
which is so weird.
But the person they said I was impersonating wasn't me. Like it wasn't. I thought for a second maybe because I have a personal Instagram that's just for my family and friends. But no, it was some random person, and their name was not Troy, and they were saying I was impersonating them, and they had been trying to close my account for like 6 months. And then finally I got an email saying that they were going to close my account for suspicious activity and impersonating somebody. And I was just like, oh my God. So I deleted my Bookstagram account and just made a new one because it was just so exhausting. I had to keep on asking them to look back into it. And it was just getting so exhausting. So I ended up getting on my sister's phone, making a new account through her phone so it wouldn't come up on my IP address, and making a new account. So it was just too much.
I'm thoroughly convinced that somebody was reporting your Instagram.
That's a lot for someone who posts like every 6 months.
There are some people in this world that have no lives and they are just hell-bent on being miserable.
Like it was really a lot. And on my new one, I just followed people that I knew like personally. Because I didn't have that many followers on the book one originally. I had like 600, I guess. And a lot of them were like people who aren't even on BookTube and Bookstagram anymore. So I was just like, okay, I don't care. I'm just following people that I actually know. And I'm going to leave it at that because it was just such a stressful thing for me. I was just like, okay, I'm kind of over this. So I just made a new account and left it at that. I was like, maybe making a new account will make me actually post. But I needed something to go from my social media to an Instagram account because I don't have my personal account open.
Yeah. That's that crazy world. I'm convinced somebody was out there just being a hater.
That was some intense hating because it was insane.
I understand that.
Like,
haters.
That's all good though. Someone was really funny because someone was just like I'm not joking, DM'd me and was like, I think this is a scam because Instagram doesn't send you emails when they want to delete your account. They just delete it. I was just like, what are you talking about? I was just like, oh no, it's a real email. I'm 28. I can decipher a scam versus a real email.
Wow. Yeah.
Thank you, Jane. You were so helpful.
Thank you, Jane, for your unsolicited advice. We thank you for your service.
Vina said someone tried to hack her earlier this year. Jesus.
What?
That's overkill.
Just listen, I need everybody to put their 2-point notification.
Oh, that thing's so annoying.
I put it on there though because I was afraid of being hacked as well.
I feel that.
2-point notification your things, guys. I don't think we have any like announcements or anything. Just we'll pop back up on IG. We'll pop back up on YouTube and stuff soon. We just need to regroup. We haven't even had a chance to do our typical monthly meetings because
we haven't even spoken in 6 months.
Yeah, just dang. Couldn't even get it out all the way.
The fact that we're gonna see each other in a month too.
I was about to say that. I was like, considering that y'all are literally gonna be in my house in a month.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we're doing Friendsgiving together, by the way, because we hate each other so much.
I have to send you the list of stuff for the gumbo.
Oh yeah, because I need to start. I need to clean out my freezer because I told my mom, I was like, yeah, I need to start buying this stuff for Friendsgiving, but like I need to clean out my like fridge and pantry so that I can hold all of these things. Yes, my bougie fridge.
I love your bougie fridge. That's not hate. That is a love for your bougie fridge.
It's just like, I need to figure this out, man.
I was
Yeah.
thinking about those Earl Grey macarons today.
Oh my God, yes. I forgot that you finally were blessed with the macarons of Honey Art.
Oh, so good. My mouth just watered.
Yeah, mine too. I was like, dang, that Kiki macaron would be bomb right now.
Oh man. But anyway, we should probably bring this to us.
Probably. I hope Oshale is sleeping.
Right.
If you guys have any questions, concerns, thoughts, please leave them in a comment for us to check out later. We always thank you guys for coming back, even though when we've gone away, you guys always come back. And we appreciate you guys. We would like to say good night to everyone except Ernesto de la Cruz.
Never you. Because this live was like an hour of us talking about it.
I do not apologize for that, but just remember us.
Remember us, exactly. 100%.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.